This is how I fixed the drain under the sink. I ripped out the existing drain because it was in the wall. The wall was not properly insulated. There was just a little bit of insulation wrapped around the pipe really tightly. The floor in this house is not insulated either, so the cold air would come up through this cabinet and it ended up freezing the hot water pipe. There was some existing insulation on these pipes, but it had fallen off, so I went back and I put it up and taped it. And I took the drain out of the wall, cut it out from the floor. There was about 10 feet of ice in the drain because there was absolutely no slope on the drain. In fact, there was a negative slope, so the water would just sit in the drain until you filled the sink with more water, and that would push the existing water down. So I've made a fall on my drain, so there's not going to be any water sitting in there. The cold air is not going to get in this cabinet because I've insulated this whole interior cabinet because there was no way to get under in the crawl space because there's maybe 1 foot of clearance, and you need more clearance down there to work. So I insulated the whole inside of this cabinet, insulated these pipes again. Then I went down in the crawl space and I put some additional insulation in. I insulated. You can see just how haphazard and everything this insulation is right here. But what I've done is I went and I insulated along the floor joists and along the foundation so that cold air won't get in there. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's better than it was. So you can see how I sprayed that foam insulation. Then I went back and put the insulation on these pipes that had been falling. Then over here, right next to the foundation, there was no insulation on these pipes either. And so I just went ahead and put new insulation on the pipes right here by the tub. And then there's also some pipes that go to the sink. I've insulated all these. And then up into the sink, I pushed some insulation up on those. And I followed my hot water line all the way back to my water heater. And I put an insulation blanket on the water heater so that if the water's ever turned off and the heater's not on inside the house, hopefully the water inside the heater doesn't freeze because I've got the insulation on the heater. And then this is the crawl space access I was talking about. I can barely squeeze my body in there, but I've got all those pipes all the way insulated back up in there. Taped up the old insulation. That's my brand new drain that you're looking at right there. And I've got some fall on it so the water won't just sit in there and freeze on it. I didn't have enough insulation to insulate every single one of these pipes like I wanted to, but hopefully they won't freeze anymore. I've got, a few more feet of insulation that I still need to put on if I feel like it, but I ran out of insulation and I don't want to go all the way to Lowe's right now just to grab some more, but hopefully this will keep from freezing. So now you see what I've done.